Good morning, everyone. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko was the. Here, let me show you. Was a sleeping man. Yeah. So, Zuko's quirk is sleeping. That's how he got his nickname of Sleeping Man in this What If. And his actual power is once he's like, when you remove his quirk, because his quirk is actually his limit. Like, basically, some quirks, like Mina, is actually their power, and it has a limit to a person's quirk. Well, Zuko's quirk is his limit. Basically, I'm saying, like, if but his true abilities, like he's a force to be reckoned with. He has the powers of infinity, zero, oh, paths of destiny, everything. Yeah. So, and he has infinite knowledge of the entire thing. And I'm also throwing in Zumi because of I like to do the canon route and making Zuko go take a different route. So, let's begin. Zuko, Zumi, being born, and they go to the Quark Doctor at age 4. And normally I say the Quark Doctor lies to Zuko, but no. Zuko, or the Quark Doctor in this What If tells them the truth. You both have two separate quirks. Zumi has fire manipulation. Zuko, sleeping of the flames. It's a unique type. And as Inko and Sashi are, he's like, is it a quirk? Yeah, it is. And they trained both of them. Or actually, they trained Zumi more than Zuko. So, and they don't pay attention to Zuko. They still love him, but they didn't pay attention to him because what do you do with a sleeping quirk? Huh? So he goes to the UA at age of 15. And and with his sister. His sister's all hyper, like, are you excited? As we see Zuko that with bags under his eyes. Okay. He's not, because in this alternate timeline, because the quirk makes the person really tired, has low energy, and all that stuff. Yeah. But it's only his, like, quirk that does it. But when you remove it, it would be his, like, full of energy. As he gets class 1B students, or cent of 4 points. Because one of the robots tried to hit Zuko. And the other tried to, like, comes in, and as Zuko just grabs the 1 pointers and says, as the now flee, as he throws the 1 pointer into the 3 pointer, destroying both of them at the same time. So, yeah. But he didn't budge. And because, so, I'm doing a time skip to 15. To the hen, or pussycats one. Because no one chose him as to be in their internship thing. So he's like, okay. As he's sleeping on one of the buildings. But he did do one thing. Because the sports festival, as he turned off his quirk, as he was in the presence of Hero Killer Stain. As Hero Killer Stain is like, get out of here, kid. As he turns his quirk off. And 2 seconds later, the Hero Killer Stain was wiped out from the fabric of reality. As he turns his quirk back on. As he says, did I miss anything? No. It's just the other stupid stuff. So, yeah. He actually did it before Tenya's brother, got to their, because he knew about his Infinity and Zero and all that stuff. Ability. So, yeah. As he goes, takes a nap. As the explosions between Zumi and Bakugo happened, or actually Todoroki and Zumi, as Zumi, or actually, because Zuko has really good hearing, he could hear around the entire stadium. But he heard the conversation between Todoroki and Zumi. What Todoroki said to her was the three words. Because actually, before we move on, let's go back into the past. Age of 7. Seven. And of course, Todoroki had a crush on Zumi. And so, yeah, so now, yeah, before. So, but most girls, like, they don't see Zuko as a real man. And they see him as a weakling. But then, yeah. So at age of 15, he still, like, looks pretty pathetic to. So then no students are like, why is he in, he's sleeping all the time. So he does that. As Zumi is like, stay awake, brother, for this. Or if you want to take a nap, go right ahead. Because yeah. He can pass his quirk to others, make them feel tired. So I forgot to mention that. So Zuko was very. So after the sports festival, that's why no one chose him. So, and of course, at the not sports festival, the camp park, the Zuko was sleeping. Actually, he was the only one that trained, or no, actually, a couple of nights, and or when Class 1B shows up. And the reason why I'm not doing USJ in this what if is because Zumi was there, but Zuko wasn't. So, yeah. So then, yeah. So now the camp park, Bakugo got kidnapped, and the All Might versus All for One. And of course, Zuko was not gonna let his friends or the favorite person. So he ran and at supersonic speeds. He might be tired, but he can run faster than a speeding bullet. Faster than lightning itself. So he, as All for One, says, "Say your goodbyes," as a power level blasts him as the only person, as All Might was like, yeah. So then, but out of nowhere, there was a man protecting a student, then blasting or standing right in front of him. Or let's say All for One had a gun quirk and aimed right at All Might, but Zuko stepped in. So the targeting system quirk thing aimed right at Zuko. And they start shooting him. And the bullets didn't even penetrate his skin. And Zuko says, When the smoke cleared, they all thought he was dead. But then he's like, as he shook it off, as all those bullets fall off. Are you done? And as All for One's like, a sleeping kid. I'm happy to put you out of your misery. Now, as All for One teleports right in front of Zuko, stabs him in the heart. Or grabs him by a heart, rips it out of his body, killing Zuko in an instant, crushing his heart. As Zuko dies, right then and there. As everyone could not believe Zuko, the Class 1B student, got killed by some random, or by the symbol of evil. As All Might, he is in shock too. As All for One steps around the Zuko's body. Adi, now, as he stops his sentence as he says, "What?" As the ground right underneath Zuko cracks through as Zuko's as his aura grew, as Zuko's body rose up. As Zuko wasn't now messing around. As he turns to his head to All for One. As he says, "Now you've done it." As All for One's hun is like, "Huh, let me kill you." Bam! As Zuko kills him in an instant. There was because his regeneration was so slow. But Zuko killed the symbol of evil with enough force. Yeah. As a bunch of villains comes in and they're like, "You'll die!" As Zuko, he says, "Enough." As all the villains exploded and with impact. As his eyes were like rainbow colored. His hair turned into different colors. As Zuko looks at him, or looks at the League of Villains, and gave him a choice. Surrender now, or before he even said it, all the villains are like, "We surrender." The League of Villains, they said, "We surrender." No. As his heart regenerated back into his body, his aura scared everyone. Everyone's is like sweating bullets in his presence. As he says, "Huh. Now, oh, before I go," as he turns around, as All Might is too afraid to battle against Zuko. As but Zuko walked right past him, and he reaches for they thought he was going to reach for the citizen, but he grabs the debris instead. Took it off of her, and he lifted throws it up over his shoulder. Yeah. He went from being looking like that, but in reality, wake up to reality. Yeah. Yeah, so Zuko, so the next day, Nezu wants to ask him for like a DNA testing, or like a blood test and so Zuko who will tell them. Or actually, they did a test on him. And what they found shocked the Tire USJ. Or, no, Tire UA. They thought he was just a sleeping guy that sleeps all day. And when they saw what he obtained through his DNA, genetics, things, everything, well, basically Zuko, who was, or when his father saw what he obtained, or what he had, what his son had, man, they're like, holy crap. I thought he just had a quirk that allowed her, thought he slept a lot. But that's only his quirk that makes him tired. That's his limit. His quirk is actually his limit. His real power is he has infinity, zero, multiverse, paths to destiny, everything. So yeah. So they're like, man, if we... And so they asked Zuko to retake that robot test, or the test thing, or just a robot part, to see how he had improvements. As he says, okay, to see what's your power level in this form, or in this mode. Okay. So what does he do? He basically... he went full on Super Saiyan. Like, aka... So yeah. So Zuko's full power... he was like that. At his full strength, when he battled against the robots, like the 1-pointers, 2-pointers, you know what he got? Over 9,000 points instead of usual 4 points. As they could not believe how much improvement he did. He went from, as everybody's eye or their eyes pop out of their heads, like, yeah. And they're like, man, my brother, or Zumi says, my brother is that powerful to, like, he holds back on his, yeah. So, yeah, Zuko is so powerful in the form. As most of the students would rather prefer his sleepy side, chill out bro kind, instead of what they see right now. Oh. As the quirk was actually still in Zuko's body. And when he says, if you guys want me to, basically go back to as my weak form, I'll be happy to. Azuku just busts down, or actually, he gets tired out. So, yeah, he holds. So, yeah. And they're like, man. As class 1B students, I'm like, I'm hanging out with this guy. He, not name. We'll chill out, okay? And so, Inko saw Zuko's true power, ability, and she thought in her head, if a quirk is. I thought all quirks have limits. It must be his ability is the limit, is a quirk. Yeah. So, Zuko ends up as Zuko, or no, Inko asks him to shut off his quirk, like. So he ends up looking like a really buffed up dude. So over time, Zuko had all the girls like Ochako, Momo, Wrong Girl, one of those. I don't know, but yeah. Let's say as even Rinko had interest in him. So one of those, he had a lot of girls going for him. When they saw what he because Zumi tells her classmates that, or actually the school was like, "What's with your brother? I saw him on the news the other day, but when I saw his true power, what was that? Oh, my brother." The quirk that you usually see on him that makes him look like he's just a tired out kid, like sleeping all the time. Yeah. That is the limit quirk, or a quirk that is his limit to his actual powers. If that makes sense. Like, usually it's supposed to be like a quirk that has a limit. But no. This would have Zuko, whose quirk is his limit to his power. And he looked like when he had the, like, when he shuts his quirk off, he basically looks like a tall, muscular guy. He's more like, he looks like Escanor, but without a mustache and having green hair. Yeah. So, just as they're like, man, because all the students, when they did the dodgeball thing, Miss Joe Hooks did like, man, he looks pretty Man, weakling. Oh, don't let his appearance fool you. Or don't underestimate my Class 1A. Because he got bumped up to Class 1A. As Bakugo is like, man. So then, between the 4 people that I said, and there was, after the ball throw, or dodge ball thing, there was also another person, another girl, had some interest in him, was her. Yeah, basically, her had some interest in Zuko. So, just for this what if, I choose those 5. And girls to be his wives. So that, and yeah. So he got married. He had a lot of kids. And with those 5 wives of his. And yeah. So basically his sister got married to Bakugo and Todoroki. Yeah, so both of them. Yeah. So he had kids. So yeah. So he shuts off his quirk during like get-togethers and like and train hard. So yeah. So All Might sees this as the opportunity to like do whatever he wants. So yeah. So this is so All Might trained Zuko to use his powers for good and not evil. And yeah, he became from being a sleeping guy to being the overpowered guy in about 2 seconds. And then he basically, he's a father and the pro hero and the one of those like they hear opinions of people. So he hears he hears like one of the prisoners things like Toga. So Toga was like, she wants to like go kill somebody to love them. But then Zuko was like, I know that you is in your own head, and that it's not supposed to kill, Or it's supposed to. This is what I think. You had it wrong the entire time. Okay. The wrong thought process. That's what I'm saying. So, when you love somebody, Eddie, as he says, you don't kill them. You simply confess your feelings to them. Like, give it away, not take it. And as Toga realized what Zuko is saying is the truth. Like, yeah. So Zuko, as most of the League of Villains, all the villains that were in, so the crime rate went down a lot when Zuko first appeared. No, after Zuko appeared. So everybody is acting like him. Come on, use some villains for us.
Hi, Chaz.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so now Zuko, so everybody's like, man. So now, this is the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe. Peace.